Let's kick it. I hope it doesn't get stuck in your head. It's such a bad song. But hey, how's everybody doing today now? I mean, I know we're kicking this thing up on a Thursday, trying to get everything lined. Okay, Michael, throw them F's in the chat as we end up getting this thing lined out. Thank you. There we go. There we go. Gang. Gang, gang. Anyway, how's everyone rolling, man? Thank y'all for showing up for another Leaders of the Herd call. Wanted to end up going over a couple of items as we're kicking everything rolling. Remember, this is the Google review and, of course, another different all-in-one campaign way of being able to get some things lined up. That way you can have some great things rolling for your current clients that are already signed up if you're an established agency, or for some of your service people that come in.
You're really ruining the Google song for me right now.
Dude, I'm sorry. We're gonna roll into it.
Okay, I think we should just have it playing like this. Wait.
Just quietly in the back.
Like that.
Okay, there you go. Just having it roll.
So what are we doing today, Charles?
Dude, so what we are doing today is going over some Google things, right? Just getting a better idea of, number one, explaining why it's so darn beneficial, if that's a conversation that even needs to be had. But surprisingly enough, I guarantee you there's going to be some stats I'll throw out there just to talk through that I promise that you haven't known. On top of that, that'll be like 2 minutes of the combo, talking about not only creating and setting up expectations as far as for best practices, but then getting into something that's cool, which is why we're at the Leaders of the Herd call, is to be able to talk through all-in-one campaigns that allow for you to get into a better spot. Okay, so long and short of it, let's kick it off, man.
Okay, let me pause this. Hold on, my mouse just died.
Okay.
Yeah, look at what you did to me. Hold on.
Look at that. Some of us are kind of high class. So I mean, like,
we should have played that song. Look what you did to me. Look, isn't that a Britney Spears song? Look what you did to me. That's what we're gonna play next, Leaders of the Herd. And I have to say, Charles messaged me right before this. Was like, "Hey man, let me into my call that is mine that I host." And I said, "What call?" Yes, Jonathan, it's being recorded. Everybody will get a link to this at the end. Charles, floor is yours.
Awesome. All right, guys. So again, it's Chuckles McDade just running through things with y'all. Something to kind of make you better understand why I value Google reviews and Agency Elephant values Google reviews so darn much. And that boils down to, please, in the chat, put in how many Google reviews that you think, how many Google searches are done per minute. No cheating by Googling the Google question. Just throw it in the chat for me. How many Google reviews you think are done every minute? Yeah, so I'm getting 60,000, 500,000. I'm getting 1 million. I'm getting 180 million. I'm getting 1 billion. I'm getting, 800,000 basically from Richard. Everyone's wrong for the most part. Closest one without going over was Lynn. Only difference was it's actually 3.8 million Google searches are done per minute. That is ginormous per minute. Now, even more importantly, the fact of the matter is that 93% of all searches when people are trying to figure out information all go through Google first. 93% of people, I can promise you, don't drink straight water every day. Okay? That statistic is absolutely staggering. And it's why we're having, as an agency elephant crew, as well as business owners, start looking at how can I end up working out Google way quicker, way faster, way easier. Okay. Another quick homework assignment, right? Everyone that's on the call, grab your phone, Google insurance, brokerage, spring, Texas, and throw an F in the chat if I'm top 3. And then what you should be looking for is this little, oh, hold on one second. I forgot I completely need to end up running through that hilarity. One second. Let me actually pull this thing up. Come on, Google away, y'all. I'm number 2. And is the first one a paid ad? Jonathan, while you're there? No? Oh, yes, paid first. It should say ad to the far right of it if that's the case. Yes, paid first. Yeah. So just giving y'all a heads up on the conversation. There is no dollar amount that I spent to end up being in that particular ranking. So if someone's around the Houston area and they type in insurance brokerage, yeah, they see me, which is free advertising for all those people that are starting with Google to figure out information. So this is just a quick, easy reason why. Got to get on Google, got to start looking at a couple of things, and got to make it a better and bigger part of your actual agency. Okay. Next, pick up and run is wanted to talk through, of course, the current Google review setup and just give y'all best practices before we kick up. Like my wife always ends up saying, expectations are where relationships are positive or negative. If you're going to be creating a onboarding campaign for your clients to do Google reviews, etc., you need to have a way of being able to talk about that during the actual sales process. So whether that ends up being like, hey, Google reviews are a big part of our business. If you haven't checked us out, check us out, see what other people have said about us. You want to do that early? Okay. If you want to have a conversation around, hey, we're always striving for the best service, always looking for a 5-star relationship, throw that out there, plant that mental seed for them, just so they can start kind of keeping that thought process rolling. Okay. The next thing that is crazy beneficial on that particular run is setting the expectation that they will be getting text that you would love, either as an agency owner, hey, this is a great way for you to help me as a small business, as someone working for an agency. Hey, my manager really, really loves whenever I end up getting some Google reviews or some things that get lined out. It really helps me out, because even if you are a employee of an agency, people will pick who they're talking to in your agency based on the fact that, like, dang, like, I see that Jonathan has, 6 people that ended up reviewing him recently just for Google. I'd rather talk to Jonathan than I'd rather talk to Matt. Or I'd rather talk to Matt because he has 15 new ones in that particular agency versus others. Does that make sense for everybody? Throw an F in the chat if we're still rolling. Awesome. So for those that have their Google review stuff set up, great. For those that don't, I want to take a little bit of time just let you know what you will need for this. All right. And that's as simple as, number 1, you're going to end up needing, of course, a Google business page. Okay. As I say it, Google likes to wake up. Thought I did it again. Next piece of it is that you're going to need a Bitly link shortener, something that can help you basically not have to text a massive, because I'll grab this. Hold on a second. Just copy that run. You do not want to send people this. That is disgusting. That is absolutely ridiculous. So that's why you want to end up having your bit.ly shortener. That was weird as all get out. I apologize. Yeah, no, Google just canceled me. You saw that? Anyway, sorry about that, guys. For whatever reason, as we were clicking through. Yeah, funny stuff. Anyway, so y'all missed it. But anyway, the conversation is being able to take that and being able to shorten down the link so you can text it more easily without it taking a bunch of extra credits and a ton of those other things. Yeah, Matt's computer, I guess, dropped. Yeah, that's probably what happened. I blame Matt. Something happened with Matt because that was weird. Anyway, so to get it back running, items that you're going to need: Google business page, bit.ly link so you can shorten it out, agency elephant, and you're going to want to buy a new agency elephant number. And there's a reason for that, and we'll go through it. So if everyone is ready and set, let's go over some other cool stuff that we can end up getting lined out here for you. All right, let me go over here. 2 seconds. All right, perfect. Make sure, I think everybody's in. Perfect. All right, great. Share my screen. Window. Perfect. All right. This is a advance call, which means we normally say, and I need to say this because we normally say, do not build out anything in all-in-one campaigns, because it is a pain in the butt, because it absolutely is. Okay. So the biggest thing you have to end up remembering here is that this is an advanced call. This is not the way you build out your normal drips. This is the way that you build out this specific drip that you can end up getting set up. Okay. So let me take you through the logic of this drip. A lot of people, we have an onboarding campaign that we consistently end up using, which means that when we sell business, we have, hey, we just sold you your business. We just sold you XYZ policy. Hey, here's your, check your email for any of the things that you need. Hey, please give us a Google review, blah, blah, blah. Standard run. You can't use that with your current client base. And even if you do, are you really going to risk the possibility of literally sending it out without any kind of provocation of any kind to a bunch of your customers and clients that you may or may not be in the best favor of? Did you realize that they had a renewal that was coming up? Oh, well, they have that review link and they're not happy. Did you realize that they maybe had a bad day at work and this is a perfect opportunity for them to tell you why they absolutely hate the way my face looks? So in this particular scenario, we're going to show you how to take that out of the equation and help yourself out a bit. So first things that we want to do, we want to create 4 different groups. Okay. You can call it negative customer, neutral customer, old clients or current clients, whatever you want to call it, positive customer, and that's your group list. Now, if you do have someone that is, maybe not the best when it comes to texting or automation, I personally have a tag, and of course Matt does as well, that stands for no automation. Okay. And the reason for that is if, someone opted out or just doesn't like getting text, or, it's someone's grandma's number that was a referral, and it's just, it might not be the best run for them. You just remember to kind of use that. That way you can skip a couple things. Okay. Now let's roll through it so we can start having some combos. Let me make sure I check this chat. All right, great. Is everyone following me there? Everyone kind of making some sense as far as for why we would want to end up having two different kinds of ways to end up getting perfect. Throw that F in the chat. Perfect. We're good. Got it rolling. So the way that you can get this lined up for yourself, can we see your screen more? Okay. Well, you just want it to be bigger? Okay. So there you go. Is that better? Perfect. Thanks, Janice. So again, we want to have 4 different groups: negative customer, neutral customer, old clients or current clients, whatever you want to call it, positive customer. Okay. And then you want to have that lead skip as no automation, form type, default, your email address, a new phone number, whatever that number has to be, a new phone number. And then you want to kind of throttle this accordingly. Okay. So in this case, you can have it set up to where, it goes out to 5 people every 15 minutes. And you can, if you wanted it to be a service related run, you can add this, this particular, let's say, old client. Instead of it saying old clients, you can say recently serviced, right? And then keep negative customer, neutral customer, positive customer. It's just however you want to use this, it's possible. Okay. Double monitor gang swag. So now you want to end up setting it up to where these calls aren't going out at a specific time that you don't want them to. Okay. So Saturday, Sunday, you want to remove that. I removed all time that anyone would be off, because it's not worth it. And I have it going out from 11 to 5. So in this case, the way that I want to line this thing out is that in the case that my team has either I throw in some of my old clients that I want to get Google reviews on, or I start utilizing this for my service team. That way they can generate Google reviews. You have a good idea whenever you're servicing a client. If they're extremely happy, doing a great job, okay, hey, put them in this particular folder, and then have your service team set the expectation where it's like, hey, you might end up getting a text message in a bit that just, we get rated off of our Google reviews. If you can let them know exactly how I'm doing, it would be great, etc. And you can kind of cherry pick that by you knowing from a personal level that, hey, this person's someone that's taking care of it, but you can't be 100% sure. Anyway, so once you're getting that stuff lined out, you want to set up your custom response. Okay. So with that particular situation, positive response, 5, 100, negative response, not at all, 1, 2, passive responses, 4, 3. What that means is that if someone responds with those pieces of information, that it will then push and move them into that particular group. And let me show you how to set that up now. Go over here, click on automations, okay? And each title is accordingly: negative, passive, positive. But let me show you what happens first so you can see what they're responding to. All right, so this is your very first drip, whatever you want to call it, service or old clients, whatever the conversation may be. Click over here. Yeah, and you can minus my ginormous dongle head, maybe. I think that's what it's going to be. Anyway, so first things first. People lie, and that's just the case. So what I did is I lined this out to where it's a customer advocate, not really someone on your team, not really someone that they would expect to be able to call or to be able to get service done from. Okay. And there's a big reason for that, because I don't want them calling and texting this line like it's me or them worried and not responding the way that they need to or that they would, because they think that this information is going directly to me. As you know, if you ask, let's say if I ask my spouse if I look fat, she's going to say no, even though we all know that she's lying. So in this particular case, I have it set out to where the first text message that goes out whenever you kind of put someone in this particular group, whether en masse or one at a time in a service situation, is, hi, insert first name. This is Abby with your company name. I'm a customer advocate. Just wanted to pick your brain really quick. On a scale to 1 to 5, how likely would you be to recommending our business to a friend or family? That is incredibly simplistic, but the beauty is in the simplicity. They give you a 5, and then we'll show you what happens. So again, we have it set up to where, and I just want to show y'all what it even looks like. They give us a 5. They go over here into the positive customer section where they get this. Thank you so much for your 5-star feedback. It's always our goal to take care of our customers. Please share your 5-star thoughts on Google. It means the world to us. And then, of course, boom, here's that bit.ly link that they can then end up utilizing. It's super duper powerful because it only happens if they respond with the number 5. Now, okay, well, Charles, I don't want people that think negatively of me getting this. Like, well, how do you know that other people that are, that don't think I did a terrible job are going to be clicking around on this? And I want to say, number one, I fixed that already. So in the case that someone, again, ends up putting in, let's say, a 3 or a 4, okay? Well, then they go into a particular passive run. And I'll show you how many times that ends up working out. Just give me a bit. So I'll show you, this is the positive. Okay. So as soon as someone has a positive 5 number, you want to click move, remove group, add tag. So I want them to remove whatever it is, move contact, move the contact to positive customer, and remove the old one, which is the old clients or whatever the conversation may end up being. Okay. So this is what I want it to happen. I want it to be tagged as this, and also to move the information there over. All right. That making sense? We're going to remove a group. We're going to add a tag. We're going to move a person into a positive customer group, and we're going to add old client tag. Okay. If you would like, I like putting on those tags. So in the future of a tag of old client positive, old client passive, old client negative, the reason why those tags I feel are really beneficial is because if I wanted to do a Yelp push, well, I can touch bases with all of my, I already know, think positive of me clients, where I only send it to positive customer, period. So that allows you to be able to broadcast to them later in the event that you want to end up expanding your review run. Easy and quick way to end up doing that. Anyway, so again, what creating this automation does, and then let me just go back. What creating this automation does is it will move them into different groups as they text you. All right. And I want to make sure I show the other side of the line. So we can go into passive. We're going to manage it. We're going to do the same thing here. Contact update. sorry, that's the notes section. Cancel notes. You want to move, remove group, add tag. Move client to neutral customer, add client, add tag, old client passive, meaning they don't really feel good or bad about you if they give you a 4 or a 3. And then you're going to remove the client from old client's demo. Okay, now let's go back again. Make sure I show you how it looks for the negative side. So what happens if someone sends over a 2 or a 1? For me, that's poison in my book. Okay, I have someone that hates me that for some reason is still with me, and that's a bad relationship. F's in the chat for anyone that understands that. Throwing that out there. Anyway. So basically on that particular run, you want to copy, remove tag, add tag. So number one, well, copy you can do, copy is the best run. So copy, negative customer, old client negative, okay, and of course, old client demo. And make sure that I'll say this again. I know I clicked move on those. Don't do that. Use copy. Because that way it won't remove all your other groups from the situation. Please notate that. Anyone that's like speeding through, remember, use copy, remove group, add tag, not move, because move will just end up taking away everybody, okay, from all the other groups that they're associated with. So again, copy, and I'll be making that change on mine here in a bit. So again, copy, not move, copy. Copy client to, customer review, old client demo, right? So save that. But my whole situation is that, well, I need to know that I have poison in my book, some kind of way, shape, or form. Received SMS, above client just text in, and it was a 1 to 2 star review. Okay, so I can end up putting, you know, the client's name, their first name, insert token, right? First name, last name, insert token, and then I can also put their mobile number, insert token. Okay, so the above clients just text in, and if I wanted to, I can just grab that, cut, paste, and then this way you can know exactly who it is, what all happened, and make sure that you're now able to call them and say, hey, you know, we just heard from our customer advocate, Abby, that, you know, you didn't quite have the best response, that things weren't going as well as we thought. Hey, what exactly can we do, or that we should do, to make sure that we're taking care of you better? Because at the end of the day, that conversation of what in the world's going on in your book, that pulse of what's going on in your book is absolutely a benefit. All right, so back, and then I'm going to take the time to actually go over here and change some of these. Contact update. I want it to go to copy, and I want to take out, so that's save, because I don't want it to do that. Back, and then I also want, for the positive, do the same thing. Go over here, contact update, not move, just copy, and then I want that to go to customer, save. All right, perfect. So there's your run. Those are the 3 different ways that can happen. Now let's show you on the client's end what it looks like, okay? If the client ends up giving you a negative review in some kind of way, shape, or form, it responds, thank you for your honest feedback. Please let us know what we could do better to hit our goal. We obviously did not hit our mark. Please let us know what we should do better in the future. And then you can, of course, put, if you would like, I can If you'd like, I can have the agency owner call to go over any issues. Because it's letting them know that they're being heard, that obviously from a personal point of view that something's going awry, but it also can give you a quick idea of, hey, what's going on, because of its price, if it's this, it's that. They'll text back to this either if they want to talk to you, if you don't, etc. So you can start figuring out what the next steps would be. Now, man, I want to pause real quick for questions and just kind of see what everyone's thinking. So I'm going to turn this part off and then just go through it before we continue the run of me chatting and etc. So questions real quick before we keep on rolling. Please throw some stuff down there so I don't have to listen to my verbal diarrhea continue to end up rolling. Doot, 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 doot. Any questions? Everyone feels like they 100% got it? All right, F's in the chat for everyone that says that they have it. Cool. All right, we're rolling today, man. Good stuff. Awesome. And then, all right, so let's go over here. I'll share the rest of my screen. Did you use this with other companies when you try to help them get Google reviews? Yeah, no, this is another way that you can definitely utilize it, right? Mostly because there's everyone's scared about just sending out mass texts or mass calls asking for a Google review when you don't know the answer, right? Or at least my goal and the reason why I built this is because I wanted to say, you know what? I want to help them easier and have an easier run to be able to change, move, update, and get a higher percentage of consistent 5-star reviews versus mess around and accidentally get, we're sending this out to a company that maybe is not the best and a lot of clients don't have a good experience with it. Well, if you're working with them and you built something like this stuff out, there's still a risk for someone that says they're going to give you a 5 to go on and just, yell about something. But the chances of that are super duper slim because they're going to tell the customer advocate, obviously, that, it's a 4, it's a 3. And just to guard against that, if that ends up happening, I'll show you what that looks like as well, and then better answer your question. So let's say if, it's a 4 or a 3. Look, it's completely up to y'all. If you want 4s to get the link, great, not a problem. You want 3s to get the link, great, awesome, not a problem. Now, for me, I'm a broken person and I want 5-star reviews because I'm broken. Okay. So for me, I will not send out anything to anyone that says anything less. Okay. Thank you for your feedback. Is there anything that we could do to help in the case that they send a 4 number or a 3 number? Thank you for your feedback. Is there anything that we could do to help? Our goal is always a 5-star experience, and we would love the opportunity to assist. What could we possibly do to improve? Get this required feedback for your agency, because your 4s and your 3s, they're really close to being that customer advocate that'll send referrals over, that will think of you every time someone brings up insurance. If you have a 3 restaurant in your mind and someone asks you, hey, where should we go eat? That 3 restaurant, whatever that is, does not come up in the conversation. The 5 restaurant that you went with your wife, or that you went with a friend of yours, that comes top of mind and you're okay with putting your name on it. create that same relationship with your clients so that way they're able to be in a positive situation and consistently bring you on top of mind. Hell, they ask me, in the case that I'm the client, this business is asking for my genuine feedback, even though I said that they did a good job or I said they did an okay job. Well, like, no, we just want to be better, right? And this is, of course, where you can get some joke stuff. Like if my price was a little lower, it's a 5. Can't do anything about that. But I also don't want that person posting, I mean, they're good, but the price is still a little high. They have a DWI, but they're still a little high, of course. So you don't want to have people go out there that don't say anything but absolutely amazing, because those things can be taken and skewed in any kind of way. Okay. Please email us directly so we can better assist. And then your user email. And the way, remember, if you see those double, that's how you know it's yours. You want to end up scrolling down, and then you can go to all the way at the bottom. Hold on, sorry. So user default phone, this is all your user tokens, which is located a little bit lower than your lead tokens. So just kind of keeping that up. Is that, that's rolling. All right, anyway. So what that can allow you to do is, of course, you can go back in here, and let's say if I wanted to create a Yelp conversation. Yes, sir.
I have a question, actually statement for all the people on the call. If you see Charles' little automation button he has right there, event reminder, automation, batches, you see all that. If you don't have automations, please reach out to me. If you don't have campaigns, please reach out to me. I've noticed that some users don't have the automations tab. If you don't have it, let me know. Sorry to interrupt.
Touche. And let's see here. Move the thing to the side. Okay, so what's great is, so let's say right here, I have positive customers where everyone's at. I can now add another broadcast. And of course, here's the group that I end up wanting to go through, positive customer. And I can send out a ringless voicemail to all of them. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Like, not exactly from you. If you want to have it recorded from Abby or a voice actor on Fiverr, that's the best conversation. For me, I would use this and send an SMS to where it says like, hey, then insert token, first name. Let's move this over there. Something along those lines, whatever. You can send that to where it's from Abby, or if you wanted to, you can end up backing out, and I'll just say verbally what I'm writing here since I know the writing's small. Hey, first name, wanted to thank you for being a part of the MIB family. This is Abby, the customer advocate, and I was wondering if we could count on you to share your experiences on Yelp, right? The reason why you don't want to ask for the 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 when they're responding to this phone number is because it'll re-throw them into that particular drip run. So don't utilize the 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 right here. But if you wanted to send just a broadcast out to the positive customers, or let's say if you just wanted to do a customer appreciation of just those positive customers that have given you that feedback, this is your way of being able to talk to them and offer them some things that maybe you don't want to give to those very angry or passive customers. Or hell, maybe you're trying to move some of those passive 4 and 3 customers up, and you say, hey, you know what? Thank you for your honest feedback again from before. We're hoping to end up earning that 5-star review from you one day. Hey, please join us for a customer appreciation day this November 12th, whatever. There's a ton of ideas that you can end up running over here that can really benefit you in basically the long run of the conversation. So I'm going to stop sharing again and then just go back and start answering some questions. So let's run it, because if not, I can go to lunch early for 20 minutes. So any questions, comments? Maybe Matt, you want to run in?
I got a couple questions because Charles has been monologuing. I apologize. You guys keep me so busy over here at Agency Elephant. I haven't even had a chance to log into my own agency today. And it's almost noon. But guess what? I got no service work over there. It's all automated, so that's good. One thing you need to be aware. You have to test this. Do not roll it out. Do not send it out. Send it to your wife. Send it to your friends. Send it to your parents. Send it to your freaking kid if they're older. I don't care. Send it to other people to test, because how many things have you built, Charles, where you notice there's something you need to report to chat? Because what we have found, okay, in our system, there's a ton of things and resources for you. When we start getting really creative with the things that Charles is doing, we may not be using it in those specific functions, and there may be a small disconnect with something, right? You need to test all functions of these types of big campaigns to make sure they work flawlessly for at least 5 different people. 5 different people using this, not just yourself testing it 5 times, test it 20 times yourself, send it to 5 people, have them test it with their brain and see how they work it and make sure that it works correctly. Always.
Like
Always.
me and Matt were messing with this a couple of, what was it, man, like 2 months ago?
Well, it's just like things work differently in different areas. So in your call settings of your all-in-one campaign call settings, when we set up like a giveaway, we set up a giveaway hotline when people entered a giveaway. And then when they entered into that hotline, they should have got sent a text, but the text was delayed 3 minutes. Okay, it's not working the way we want it to. Let's try and pivot another way, right? And we found a way to make it work the way we wanted, but just because we view the steps that should be done as Z713 doesn't mean the system knows that's how our brain wants it to work. The system says we are doing this A, B, C, D every time because that's the way we're built. And you're trying to come in and tell us Z71X, and we're computing here.
A perfect example for that is that for the negative customer reviews, I thought it would be really cool if I made it to where curse words were negative. I sent it over to Brian, and the first thing he said was like, F yeah. And then immediately it's like, dude, I just sent this to you and you broke it because like there's no way to control that part. So that's why we had to just make it like 5 and then 5 for positive, 4-3 for passive, and then 2-1 for negative, right?
Yep.
Because that is the only way to go about it. Now, of course, if someone responds with something that's not quite, going to get picked up, that's perfect because you can see that in your agency elephant and be able to respond accordingly, or have the all-in-one campaign, the inbound settings go directly to you, the agency owner, you, the agent. That way you can actually be in the position of responding back as an Abby, as a Jessica, as a Johnson, as a Chuck, if you want, right? Whatever the conversation may be. And that puts you in just a positive conversation for you to make sure that there's no issues of running this, like Jonathan's saying, for the COIs and then having major issues. But if you're running it for COIs, you better test the world out of this, because you don't want to kick this thing up and running with someone else's branding without having some real feelings about how it's rolling. So when you're testing it, test it positive, test it negative, test it like passive, and then send it out to people so that they can try to do the exact same thing and then see where that thing ends up lining you. Because you have to make sure. I like playing on, my agency.
I love how you said sure. I love how you said sure, because that is the way it's supposed to be said. Sure.
Sure.
You're
rubbing off on me.
Who says sure? Who says that? It's sure.
I'm done with these yous. I'm done with you Utes. So any which way, like, I just wanted to throw that out there. I was hoping that there was some good, kind of things that you can drive from it, whether it's you being a larger agency and trying to get more Google reviews and you already have a backlog of clientele, or maybe, just maybe, you're one of those agency elephant users that has not been using your onboarding campaign. For whatever reason, this gives you another tool in your tool belt to first go in, activate that, start actually using it. And then number two, something else that can put you in a better situation, because now you're able to leverage not only your current sales, but also your past book of business that thinks very well of you to put yourself higher and quicker in front of others that are looking for insurance, whether that ends up being life, health, or whatever industry that you're in. The things that you can do with Agency Elephant are absolutely massive. Are you eating chicken nuggets?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you are a dad's dad.
Dude, I got my freaking Chick-fil-A sauce too.
Dude, I found out that they came out with that, and I almost broke my Facebook feed because I found out they have spicy ketchup and Chick-fil-A sauce. So spicy ketchup from Whataburger and Chick-fil-A sauce all at the same HEB, and I like 85 likes. Like, dude, it was like the good Lord combined.
My brother's girlfriend used to work at Chick-fil-A, and she would get me these all the time. I'd send my brother a text, be like, hey, have her pick me up a couple more bottles. She'd bring them home. I'd Venmo her. I've mailed these to Brian in South Dakota for his kids because they love it. Oh, I've got like 9 of these in my cupboard. It's the greatest. One of the things, like these for the newer users on the call, or for the people that haven't implemented these kind of things, keep in mind, these leader of the herd calls are to educate you, show you what you can be doing, things that you could do in the future. You don't have to do these now. These are saved. They are emailed to everybody on the calls. You can do these as you get to them. But the point is to flick that light bulb on of, hey, could and should I be doing this? Because sometimes these are not things that most or some people want to implement. It might be over their head. It might be too much. They might want to be a little more hands-on. Automation doesn't need to automate a massive amount of stuff in your agency. It could automate these simple, small things. And the ROI of that is office environment, office culture, taking off service work so you can manually focus on sales. Like, this doesn't have to automate everything. Okay. You can automate the things you want. I
want to say that though, real quick. Do you know how, like, so just throwing this out there on how ridiculously overbuilt I do things. Let's be blunt here. This is a lot. And I built it spitefully because of the lady that kept on hitting me up on LinkedIn. Okay. That's the entire reason why I built it. You could do the same thing just by sending out a template after someone has a really, really great experience with a service provider. And then just say, hey, if you had a great experience, please remember to give me the 5-star review. And they can send out the template. And they can do that verbally.
Here's the deal. Everybody should have processes in their agencies. Processes make or break an agency in a lot of areas, okay? Processes about late pays. Processes about claims. Processes about onboarding. Processes about payments. Everything's a process. That's how you should view everything in your agency, okay? Your process of when you are on a phone call with a client, after that phone call is over, there should be a path, okay? Phone call went good. Send a template. Tell them, hey, I'm going to send you a text that's going to ask you for a review. If you appreciated how we handled your business, we'd really appreciate a 5-star review. If you've already left us a review, please disregard. That's it. Send them the template. That's how I do it. I don't do this crazy stuff Charles does. I do the template. If I have a phone call with somebody that went really good, I'm letting them know I'm sending them for a Google review. If it did not go good, I am not sending them for a Google review, right? Like I'm going to try and cultivate and fix that relationship so I can send them the Google review, right?
Absolutely.
Your CSR should have a process. Every time you hang up the phone, do you think you deserve a review? Do you think this phone call, or we fixed your billing, you called in and we fixed your billing immediately? Hey, if you value that we're here fixing your billing ASAP and you're not sitting on hold or sitting on voicemail, we're going to send you a link if you could leave us a review of your 5-star experience with our agency. That's it. That should be a process in everybody's agency for current customers. You don't have to have a huge campaign. You don't have to have a huge drip. Nope. You can pick 5 people a week. Every week, I'm going to go through my book of business, random 5 pick. Steve, Jill, Bob, Karen, and Timothy. They're all going to get hit up by me and say, hey, how you guys doing? Use the checking in drip. Put them in the checking in drip. That's in your Built for You. It says, hey, checking in, no real reason I'm reaching out, want to see how you're doing, right? You have a conversation with them. You have a Excel spreadsheet or something. These are the 5 people. Have you ever heard of the term like 5, 5, 5, and 5, or 10, 10, 10, and 10, whatever it is? Like, I'm going to call 5 people, text 5 people, send 5 letters. Do the same type of process with this. Every day, I'm going to reach out to 5 customers, the checking in drip. I'm going to put 5 new people in the checking in drip. The following day, on Tuesday, I'm going to reach out to the people I put those people in the previous week, Monday, right? So it's always a rolling week, one day in front, right? So you're on day 1, you're doing 5. A week later, you're going to hit them up for the review, right? It's always a week. So if I'm putting 5 in, I'm going to reach out to the 5 from the last Monday that I put in on that drip, right? I'm going to hit up those
massively easier.
Process and simple.
Super simple process, super simple line out. But again, the conversation is mainly about, hey, we want to show you on these calls how cool it can possibly get. Yep. Not because Matt says this all the time. There is beauty in the simplicity of consistency.
Not even just that. It's like, son of a gun, I forgot to do my 5 today. Great. Do it tomorrow. It's not the end of the freaking world. Follow up with them the next day from the people. Like, now you got double up the next day, but it's like every day you have processes, and we can automate most of that stuff for you and automate those processes. But we've said it 100 times. We're not automating you out of a job. You still some work to do here, right? 5, 5, 5, and 5 rule can be used in any setting.
Absolutely.
Any setting.
And being able to just create a text template. And let's do that, because that is the most hilarious way of being able to get some things lined. So let me just
you want to get reviews for your agency? Download your renewals this month. Every month, take the previous month's renewals. If you have a report, okay, you've got 120 people renewing. Break that out into daily activities. I'm going to take X amount of people daily and reach out and see how they're doing after their renewal, to do a renewal campaign and a review, whatever you want to do. You can take all the people that are sitting in whatever your reports are, pull reports and just start reaching out. Hey, how you doing? Follow up with them a couple days later. Hey, I know we chatted last week, but it just got me thinking, if you haven't left us a review, we'd really appreciate it. Don't ask for the review when you send them the text. It says, hey, just checking in. No real reason I'm reaching out. Just want to see how you're doing. Don't ask for the review that time, because they're going to say, this asshole just called me to get a review. Wait a week. They don't know your processes.
So and then the crazy part is that there's
show them how easy a template is.
I'm doing that right now.
Show them how easy a template is.
So literally, there's already some that are built out. And let me just go over here. Open
Does your wife pre-cut apples for you?
No, my wife hates me.
Like you're a kid?
I am a child. My wife my wife is a child psychiatrist, and there's a reason why. That
she was working on this on the daily. She just never.
I am a long-running like conversation. Okay. This is just something I just typed up.
Okay.
All right.
Type up. Copy that. Show them how easy it is to make a template.
Tools. Clicky, clicky.
Tools.
That's where it's rolling. I'm sorry. So we had Cortland's playing Wii, and like it's slowing up our system. She's so mad in the back.
She's like, I'm on my lunch break at 2 o'clock.
No, she's really on her lunch break. She's eating tacos. All right. So go over here. Okay, name. Service review. Paste this.
Paste it. Now he's going to change it after he pastes it. And then you just submit it and save it.
Yeah, but I just wanted, I mean, this is what it was. Like, I wanted to change it just a little bit. I like my wording. All right, so then I can just go over here.
Adam said he made 5 templates during this call. Now, Adam, if that is the only takeaway from this call for you, I love that. If your takeaways from calls are simple, small action steps that you can take on the call to build out, like, oh, it's a great idea. Let me take some small actions and do that. It's exactly what these calls are for. Cool stuff. Cool. What am I taking away from it, and how am I taking action today? That's what you all should be doing. We tell all of our users on our basics calls, shut agency elephant off. Just watch and ask questions. On this call, keep them open and do some stuff while he's chatting, while you're remembering and he's showing you how to do it, or wait for the recording. And you know, we can see statistics of how many people actually watch the recording.
I have to delete some of my other messages since, this is my actual AE run. All right. So anyway, so there you go. So it's just that easy to send a text. And like, that was the process. All you have to do is once you create it, you just go over here, type in the name of it, service review, and it all goes right here. And it's ready to go. Click send, great. And then, of course, it says right here, of course, I didn't fix this part up for my actual name.
Show them this.
Mm-hmm.
When you pick a template, it always hits the unsub or unsubscribe option. You got to delete it out.
Yeah. Right? So we'll do that again. Oh, sorry. Service review.
Pick another one. See that at the bottom? There it is. Just delete it out. It's always going to populate there.
So it's whatever the conversation may be. There's so many things that you can end up doing here. And if, again, as blunt as Matt was with the convo, after all that stuff is being said on what's cool that we can possibly end up doing with Agency Elephant, you could just make a damn template, man, and create an actual process and a standard operating procedure for your agency. Or you can be me and not sleep for 2 days because you just want to build cool random stuff. Because cool isn't always profitable or isn't always the best use of your particular time when you can end up doing that. So Adam, great stuff, making those 5 templates. And we're running up on it. Throw an F in the chat if y'all found this stuff fun as hell or just me semi-fucking entertaining.
What should we do next week?
Oh, dude, I don't know yet. Like,
should we do, or not next week, in 2 weeks? I'm thinking next week, me and Brian might host that call about the life insurance stuff that we teased about.
that would be awesome.
I think we're going to do that next week.
And then, of course, me and you are working on some of the other stuff that we're trying to get lined out, but I'm not going to tease that at all.
I have a white glove user that we're going to beta test that with too.
Cool.
Yeah, we're beta testing some pretty fun things right now. You guys may not know this. I own and operate an agency, right? We've got some people left on the call. I own and operate an agency. Myself, I don't have staff, 1,000 policies on the books, not that large of an agency. I spend about 7 hours of my day on Agency Elephant. That's how my automation runs, right? So I spend about 7 hours a day on Agency Elephant. My agency still grows. I've put on a ton of premium this week, and Brian's been gone all week, and I've been pretty much doing Agency Elephant from 6 to 9 at night every night. And for example, today I just logged into my system to see what was going on because I haven't been in my agency all day, right? Stuff's still firing. Here's the deal. We are beta testing so many things on the back end. Like if you have a day where like, hey, it's not much activity in the group. Matt and Brian aren't very vocal or active. They didn't respond to my DM very quickly. All me and Brian do all day is sit on phone calls like this, one-on-one, fixing problems, addressing issues, building stuff, beta testing, problem solving, things that we can try and get over, and doing that. That's what we do all day long. Okay. So just keep in mind that is happening on the back end all the time. We're always trying to roll out some cool stuff and do some new automations. Okay. So keep that in mind. Other than that,
and, Joe just asked, he would like to see, a 30-day overview of how I guess you, Matt, are using AE every month, or
you guys want to I could physically do that, how I'm using Agency Elephant every month. You don't need
Is that what you're asking for, Joe? Just making sure I want to be, clear. Yes, no, Joe? Yes, no? Yes, no?
This is my Agency Elephant account, my personal one. Every single day when I have stuff coming and going, like these are all Zapier or vendor leads that never really respond to me. They come in here. Every single day, this is what I do. If I'm coming in and I'm looking at a report on something, late pay, missing documents, I have automations for it. Most of those are in Built for You, okay? And the stuff that's not, I just build. I'm like, oh, great, Brian's missing documents. I'm going to throw him on the missing documents group, right? These are all my missing document stuff, okay? I use Agency Elephant exclusively, primarily, every single time, one-on-one. I don't upload lists. I don't do massive campaigns. Everything I do is on a one-to-one basis. Everything. That is how I use my Agency Elephant. So when we have users come in and are like, hey, I'm not seeing massive results. I'm not seeing all of these things. If I can come in here and Brian's late on his payment and I come in at 5 in the morning and I can stack all my late pay stuff in the morning, future scheduled to hit in the afternoon, that's how I use it every single day. I put people on my pipeline here. I get more lender leads than anything. So I have pipelines here that I clear out very frequently that are, hey, lender close without a discount, lender close with a discount. These are all of my processes. All right, this is how I use it. Always one-to-one, nothing crazy. One-to-one every single time. That's it. I have barely, the drips that I have that are not in the Built for You are specific to what I bring in, my niches, lenders. They're my niches, okay? These are things that I'm building. These are things that are my niches, but this is your Agency Elephant pipeline outside of not having a prospect piece, okay? There's nothing different I'm doing over here that the Built for You doesn't have.
Absolutely true.
Okay.
So, hey, so again, thank you all for coming out for the Agency Elephant Leaders of the Herd Call. Appreciate y'all. Have an absolutely fabulous weekend. And remember, take action, be amazing, do cool shit, and bye.
Be amazing. That's what you're going to end it with.
That's what I'm going to end on. Like, how's this? Okay, this is better. Here. Everyone just suck less.
Suck less.
And get your shit together.
There you go. Bye.
Bye.